Hi, I'm Val with Living Divine. If you are new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. Today, I'm going to talk about the myths and the lies that we tell ourselves to kind of justify our weight gain or our size or just kind of being unhealthy. And I'm going to tell you that I can tell you from personal experience because I have told myself every one of these lies. And I know they're lies, or myths. So let's talk about it quickly so we can kind of dispel that and then get to what actually needs to happen to live a healthier life. Because the reality is, if you don't have your health, nothing else really matters. Okay, so the first myth that I've heard a lot of people tell themselves is that they're big boned. And the reality is that no one has big bones. I understand why someone would say that because they don't want to acknowledge the fact that they have gained weight or they're overweight or they've gained fat or whatever the situation is. They just don't want to acknowledge that. And sometimes denial is bliss. And I know because I've told myself many lies in reference to gaining weight and why I'm gaining weight. But I'm going to insert a picture somewhere around here in reference to when I actually gained weight. And the reality is my bones got no bigger, but my stomach got a lot bigger. My thighs got bigger. My body got bigger, but my bones stayed the same size, okay? The second big myth is that you were born big. You know, I've heard my mom was big, my siblings are big, my family's big. I come from a big family. And don't get me wrong, genetics has a lot to do with size, as far as height maybe, the size of your feet, you know, size of your hands, body shape, that kind of thing. But it doesn't play a huge role in fat or obesity. Now, what actually happens is, let's say your mom's big and she has unhealthy eating habits and she's raising you and she's giving you those unhealthy eating habits as well. So you're eating what's being given to you, and then so on and so on. You have children, you feed them what your mom fed you. So of course your family's big. And I'm gonna say, don't come for me in reference to this because my family suffers from that, as a lot of families in the country. My mom was big. My siblings are bigger than they should be. I've been bigger than I should have been. I have cousins, nieces, you know, that are much bigger than they should have been. But we're not big by accident. We're eating, you know, the food, our comfort foods. We're eating cakes and pies and fried chicken and all that other stuff that makes us feel good, but at the same time, it's very unhealthy. So if that were the case, and again, I'm an eater, I'm a foodie, I love wine, I love to be able to engage, you know, over a dinner table, so I can eat and hold my own with the best of them, and at the same time say, this is too much. You know, I've gotten way, you know, beyond what I should have gotten in reference to eating. See, I can acknowledge that. And that's a hard thing to acknowledge when you look at yourself and realize that I'm overeating on a daily basis. So part of a healthy regimen, part of being healthy is understanding that it's consistency and everything in moderation. So now that I can kind of do it consistently, and I'm going to tell you that I work on it daily. This is not easy for me because, again, I was born with all those comfort foods that most people were born with. Some of my favorite foods probably are some of the most unhealthier foods, that I can eat. But I love that. I just allow myself to maybe do it once a year or maybe twice a year as opposed to every Saturday or every Sunday or whatever, you know, it is that makes me feel better as far as the unhealthier kind of dishes. Because the flip side of that is, while I love engaging in those foods, I hate being overweight. I hate being a certain size and not being able to fit into my clothes. I hate that. And because of that, I refuse to buy a larger size. I will link a video when I talked about that. I wear the same size and wear the same pants over and over and over again until I get it in my head that it's time to pull it back together. So my goal for this year is to not yo-yo diet, or I'm not even calling it a diet. I'm gonna say health regimen, but not gain weight and lose weight and gain weight, but be consistent in reference to keeping my weight consistent. I know what needs to happen. I know what I need to do, and I need to be consistent with that. And one thing is to stop telling myself the myth or the lies that, let's say that my pants are just shrinking. No, sister, your pants not shrinking. Your ass is fat, right? Or that I'm big boned. Okay. Those 3 pieces of Popeye's chicken that you're eating every other day is not helping, right? So I think that you're going to have to acknowledge, first of all, that there's a problem. I have. And then what can we do about the problem? So at this point, I really want to help people along the way to be able to kind of, first of all, break the chains, the myths of where we're tied to. And I will tell you that I feel better. I look better when I'm eating good, nutritious foods. My hair tends to grow a lot faster. My skin looks better, as opposed to when I'm eating those comfort junk foods. It feels good for the moment, but the moment is fleeting. So what happens is if I don't deal with what's causing me to need those comfort foods, I keep getting them, which means I keep gaining weight, which is going to go into my next video because I don't want this video to be too long, but it's going to go into my next video on how your mental health and how your psychological health will affect your eating. So where people have asked me tons of questions in reference to weight loss, you know, I'm going to give you real conversation. I'm going to tell you that it does not matter what weight loss or health plan you're on. If you don't deal with what's causing you to go to those comfort foods, if you don't deal with the stress, anxiety, whatever, depression, loneliness, whatever it is that's causing you to go to those comfort foods and find a healthier way out, you're going to continue to do this yo-yo cycle. So I'm actually going to do like a 90-day challenge starting at the first of the year. I would love for you guys to join me on that challenge so we can get healthy together and maintain our health. It is not a weight loss challenge. It is a healthy challenge for 90 days to just actually be able to maintain and talk through issues that cause us to go to those comfort foods. So if you have any questions, please let me know. Comment in the comment section and I'll respond as quickly as possible. Please like and subscribe to this channel. Again, my passion is to kind of walk through my health journey, but help people walk through theirs as well so we can be healthier together. Because again, if you don't have your health, nothing else matters.